Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Threezero Mighty Morphin Power Rangers figure unboxing and review video. Now today, finally, we are taking a look at Tommy, the White Ranger. He's been a long time coming. We reviewed that big box set with all 6 core Rangers, but the number one recurring comment was, Justin, where is the White Ranger? Well, here he finally is. Now, I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is, of course, in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and an awesome reward system. What we are going to do now, though, is get the box laying flat in the light box and do the unboxing. Here, of course, we have the box art, and it's done in the usual Threezero Power Rangers style. An image of the White Ranger in the background, the power coin front and center, plus his name done in this metallic gold lettering. If you open up the front flap, you can see the figure inside, plus another image of him, and then a bunch more on the back of the box, plus the Power Rangers logo. Now, I'm interested to hear which Ranger is your favorite. Do you prefer the white or the green Ranger? Let me know down in the comments below. But you'll already know the Green Ranger is my guy. Now here we have the White Ranger himself. First in-hand impressions are relatively similar to Lord Draken, because of course the undersuit is almost exactly the same. What we are going to do now, though, is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Here we have all the parts and pieces, and right off the bat, unfortunately, no display base. I'm hoping that one day Threezero decides to release a Power Rangers base pack, because I know more than a few collectors who would like to pick them up for their Ranger figures. Now, starting off with Saba, he looks awesome. The sculpt is super crisp, the paint applications are on point, including some red metallic for his eyes. But by far the coolest part is that you can extend the blade. I don't know why this makes me as happy as it does, but I just love seeing this in such a small scale. You also get a full array of hands. Now, it's worth noting that they are very clean. In Power Rangers, the gloves and boots were rather dusty, and we will address that a little bit more later on in the video. What we are going to do now, though, is get the White Ranger himself out here and take a closer look. Here we have him standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. And I wish I could travel back in time and tell young Justin, don't worry, all of those inaccurate toys that you're playing with now will pale in comparison to the 1/6 scale super accurate figures that Threezero will be putting out for Power Rangers in the future. Because that's exactly what this guy is. He's pretty much the White Ranger that I know and love from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, ripped from the TV screen and now put in front of me. It's what I've been waiting for years, and finally I have the complete team, including the comic book based Lord Draken, and fingers crossed soon the Ranger Slayer as well. Threezero, y'all are onto a winner. A great price point, slimmed down accessories. Granted, I would love to see a display base, but for the most part, this is a fantastic package. So if you are a Power Rangers fan and you're thinking, maybe the White Ranger is one that I want to add to the collection, let's wait and see it first. Don't wait. Go ahead and pick him up. You are going to love this release. What we are going to do now, though, is take him off the rotating turntable, punch in, and take a closer look at the details. Here we have him up close and personal. Now, for the most part, I am very satisfied. Is he 110% accurate to the Sentai footage used in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Honestly, I'm not the best person to ask. I know what the White Ranger is supposed to look like, but I'm sure there are those of you out there who have pored over the details of the helmet and the suit, so do let me know if I say something is accurate when it actually isn't down in the comments below. Now, starting off with the helmet, I love the way this looks. It's slightly smaller, so it fits in proportion with the body they decided to go with, and it's covered in this stunning high gloss. You also have some metallic silver and gold. It is worth noting that the gold is a slightly different shade to the rest of the outfit, but I'm fairly sure that is accurate. He also has a slightly chunkier neck, but I actually kinda dig it. It works, it makes him look a little bit buffer. Now, that being said, if you wanted to change the neck and potentially slim it down, I'm pretty sure you would be able to get that done. I've already seen people use different bodies for these Power Rangers, and they look awesome. Now, speaking of the body, we may as well talk about the suit. This is one thing that people have complained about. They've said, hey, am I buying the White Ranger or the Silver Ranger? And I totally understand, it does have this metallic sheen. But again, I am fairly sure this is accurate to the Sentai footage, and the same thing can be said with the seam running down the front. Go and check out some footage from Power Rangers, and you might be surprised at how shiny the suits actually look. Now let's talk about the shield. This is also slightly smaller, so it fits in proportion to the body just like the helmet itself, and the lines of the sculpt are super crisp. This looks great. You also have these sections which are done in an interesting way. They're actually rings that can be moved up and down. Yes, that means if you get a little bit crazy with your posing, they can get out of whack and move out of place, whereas other companies actually made a separate shirt that goes over the top with these as cuffs. That means they will always be fixed in position. Which way of doing it do I prefer better? For me, this is the best way of getting it done, so the undersuit is accurate. As for the gloves, they're a very similar design to the rest of the Power Rangers, where it's a split cut. You've got the hand and the glove topper piece separate. This gold section also has some black detail around the edges, and that gold nicely ties in to the shield up above. I've also taken the liberty of installing Saba onto the holster on the belt. You can of course just very simply slide him in and out, versus the Dragon Dagger where you had to slot it in and then pull over this elastic piece. It was non-trivial to get that done. The belt is a real fabric belt, but the buckle on the front is a rubbery style plastic. It's a separate piece, but the color match is relatively on point. Lastly, coming down to the boots, the cuffs up the top perfectly match with the cuffs on the gloves, plus it is a split cut boot design. The only complaint that I would potentially have is how clean the boots and the gloves are. In the Sentai footage, they were absolutely filthy 99% of the time. There was dirt and grime in the white gloves. When you're running around the quarries on a low-budget TV show, it's going to be pretty tricky to keep white gloves and boots clean, whereas these, as I said, are perfectly pristine. Plus, on the underside, they are completely flat. But, as I said at the start of this clip, for me, so far, yeah, I'm pretty happy. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have all three versions of Tommy standing together. And when Threezero first started this line, this is exactly what I was hoping for. I love these figures. These might just be some of Threezero's best 1/6 scale releases ever. And for some reason, a lot of people are skipping them. If you are Power Rangers fans, or you're a child of the 90s and want something nostalgic that's going to stand out in your display, these figures are it. As soon as I walk into my collection room and I see those bright colors all together in a team, my eye is immediately drawn right to them. And let's be honest, Tommy is the most badass of all the Rangers, and you have 3 different versions to pick from. If I had to choose my favorite here, it would still, hands down, undeniably be Lord Draken, but the White and Green Rangers are no slouch. Yes, the Green Ranger is my personal favorite of the original team, but the White Ranger is right up there as well. He does pop, the silverish metallic color of the suit itself definitely helps with that. If he was just a flat white, I think he would blend in just a little bit more, so I'm really happy with how this guy turned out. Now, y'all know, usually I don't like to compare unlicensed product to official stuff in reviews for those licensed figures, but there was so much demand for a comparison, I thought, to hell with it, let's get it done. Here we have the Ace Toys White Hero on the right, and the Threezero White Ranger. I straight up prefer the Threezero version. The Ace Toys one was great for the time, don't get me wrong, but in terms of proportions, the scale of the shield and the helmet, Saba himself who has that moving blade, and the paint applications, Threezero takes the win. The only place where the Ace Toys one has the edge ever so slightly is that they did a wash on the boots and the gloves to make them look slightly dirtier. But other than that, the body and the articulation are even better on the Threezero figure, plus I think the shiny metallic suit is far more accurate. But do let me know which of the two you prefer down in the comments below. Just going over articulation. Bear in mind this is my personal copy of the figure, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful. I'm sure when you get yours in hand, you can push the joints slightly further than I'm willing to go. Now, starting off with the helmet, it's on a ball joint at the base of the head and another at the base of the neck. Combined, it goes forward to there, goes back to there, swivels, and then pivots side to side. The arms go up on soft ratchets the full way. They will go forward to there before they start to collide with his shield. There is a butterfly joint at the shoulder, swivel at the bicep, a double bend at the elbow that will go past 90, plus a regular 1/6 scale wrist peg. The torso does crunch forward on 2 joints, it also goes back, swivels, and then pivots side to side. The legs go forward on very squeaky joints to there, they will go out to there, swivel at the upper thigh, a ratcheted double bend at the knee that does go past 90, and then a double ball peg for the ankle. Just wrapping up on the Threezero White Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, going into this, I was extremely excited. Threezero have wowed me over and over again with their Power Rangers figures. They are super simple at their core, but they are still very well done. They're as accurate as I think we have ever seen in this scale, and when you put them all together, they make for a super impressive display. The only downside, and I know I apologize for harping on about this over and over again, but please, Threezero, we need display bases. Give your high-end versions of the Power Rangers the stands they deserve. But other than that, go for it. This guy is well worth picking up. If you are a fan of the White Ranger, I don't think that you're going to be getting a better representation, specifically because Threezero now owns the license for Power Rangers in this scale, so they're the only company that can make them anyway. But they didn't phone it in. They've done the research, they've got the proportions on point, and the fact that you can actually move the blade on Saba is just icing on the cake. Now, as I said earlier, if you know the various inaccuracies that are present on this figure, do let me know down below. But for a big of a Power Rangers fan as I am, this guy looks pretty darn good to me. Now, I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is of course in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and an awesome reward system. While you're down there, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.